Welcome to the Think Loud Crew podcast. Three moms getting real with parenthood, relationships, and the WTF moments of our daily lives. Today, we have a very special guest. We are welcoming my daddy.
Papa Floyd in the house.
Yeah, so this is Cheyenne.
My name is Lynn.
And I'm Shanan.
Big Daddy.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Is that how we're starting off?
I was expecting more so like Pretty Boy Floyd, but Big Daddy.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, here you go.
I am Kyle. I am R and Cheyenne's dad. And I've known,
Were you kind of confused just now?
No, and I've known this one right here since before she was born.
Yes.
He's talking about Shanan, guys. He knows Shanan.
Oh, that's right. I
Yeah.
forgot we're on this radio.
Yeah.
We're on.
Well,
yes.
some people, so my dad's a little confused because you guys know we do audio, of course, for our listeners who just like to tune in that way. But we also videotape our podcast. So
For YouTube.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
YouTube. So he's like, why is there a camera in front of me?
Said I thought this was a podcast.
So do they know the story about Shannon or our whole family?
He just ignored it.
How it all wraps
They
around?
know some, but if you would like to share with us, I think it'd be great. Since
Okay, so
you know it better than us.
this is how far back our families go. So my mom and Shannon's grandmother were friends at 15, 16.
And
they had a little crew.
Yes.
They're
And they
still
still
friends.
are. And then as they had kids, which would be me and my brother, and then her grandmother's name is Joyce, had Lenny. So then me and Lenny and Steve all grew up together. And then as we had kids, Lenny's kids being Shannon, and then she's got a couple brothers, and then my kids being you two,
What?
You bad. You don't.
We okay.
grew up together. And now they have had kids,
Now
and
they're
they
going
play together.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Mom has Parker,
Boss, Ryder.
and Ryder right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
All
this
the
is
kids.
4 generations of friendship, family,
Yeah.
growing up together, which is
So have you guys
truly
ever
beautiful.
posted the picture, the tea party picture?
No, not yet. We haven't gotten there.
Oh, you got to post that. You got to post that. So there's a tea party picture back when my kids was like 5 and 3 or 6.
It was
and
Kyle's
8
fifth
and-
birthday.
yeah,
I
it was
think.
my 5th birthday. So in our family, all the girls, the tradition is all the girls have a tea party for their 5th birthday. So
Shanan and Kyle have a really cute picture.
yes,
You're in the picture too?
No, she's
No,
not.
I'm not.
She's
there's
not?
there's other
It'd been
pictures,
cute.
But the
I just
picture
don't
I'm
have
Who
it.
talking-
else is in it? Asia?
No,
I
think
that's Haley.
It's Jordan and
Was it?
this girl
Okay.
Ariel. But it basically, Shannon and I look exactly the same,
like
just
twins.
more
This is when you
eyebrows
guys
and
had
more hair.
The tea party hats and
Yeah.
everything sitting on the stairs.
I'll make sure
Dad,
to
yes.
send that photo
Okay.
so we
Oh,
can
yeah, you-
post
oh,
it
you
in
gotta
right
post-
now.
yeah, you got to put that picture in.
Yeah.
All I can think about is that Ryder turns 5 next year,
Yes.
and that we're gonna
We're
do
having
the
a tea party.
Look at Janet's face.
I'm excited.
We're
That's
having
so
a
cute.
tea party. I'm excited.
That's so crazy that she's supposed to be 5.
Yes. Did
I
you
didn't
know
realize
that Mimi and Joyce still have sleepovers?
Those are our grandparents.
Those are our grandmas.
Yeah, I know who they are.
Not you, Dad.
not you.
You're the listeners.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know
that's
who
right. I
they
forget.
are.
We got other people listening. God, my bad.
This
My
is
bad.
great.
Oh my gosh. So what we did, Dad, because we can talk to you all day long, but we
Yes.
wanted to see what other people who don't know you want to know about you.
Yes.
So we posted that you were going to get interviewed today on the podcast, and a lot of our listeners put up some really good questions. So I think we should just go straight to the comments and tackle some of these questions. Is that fair game?
I think it's fair game.
That's cool.
All right.
We
Let's
gave a
just-
little intro
yeah.
on you just to
Right.
like
To know
give
who you were, to give him a little glance.
a little tidbit on you.
I read that. I saw that.
Did you think it was an accurate
Yeah. Yeah.
description?
I mean, you could have gave me a larger
A larger bio.
genre of
Music. I know it was late. I was tired. I couldn't think.
It was
I was
last minute.
Yeah.
So I think
But
we
for
should.
those of you that read it and don't know who Fela is, you need to just go ahead and YouTube some Fela, and get your groove on. And
Get
Open your
groove on.
world.
yeah.
So you guys all want to pick a question?
Ooh.
All right, who wants to go first?
Ooh. Well, should we do something that's like? So basically, there's a lot of like entrepreneurial questions.
So wait. I
Yes.
read a couple of the questions.
Oh,
And-
you want to answer
Do you
some
just
of
wanna-
them?
No, well, there was one that somebody got it wrong
Oh.
Okay.
because they were talking about how you allowed me in the birth room with Ace.
Oh yeah. I'm literally on that question. So the question
What was the
is,
question?
how do you have such an open relationship with your dad? He was present for Ace's birth, full view, which is so unusual for grandpas. I thought it was so beautiful. So he was actually present for Ryder.
Ryder's, yeah.
Zach's dad was present for Ace. But you can speak on your experience with Ryder's birth.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, it was like, I think I was the first one to get Ryder, actually. After the doctor. I took her after the doctor.
And where'd you go, Dad?
Well, I mean, I didn't go far, but making sure nobody switched any babies,
Oh, my God. Would you like to share what part of delivery you had a role in with Ryder?
Oh, so with Ryder, I was like the
leg holder.
The Lamaze guy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he named himself my doula, but you held my leg.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he did like the breathing.
And helped you keep your breathing right.
So are people asking how you
push.
could let
They
your
want to
dad
know
be
how.
there?
Yeah, because he saw everything.
He saw everything.
And so, for those that are scared, I mean, who haven't, I mean, it's my kids. I've seen everything anyway. I at least way back when, and it's just another body. It's my kids. My kids having a baby.
Just another body.
He
Right,
said
it's
it
a
was
beautiful
like
moment.
At one
some
point
people-
he said it was like the science fair. Like it was,
yeah.
it was a scientific research project basically.
I think he was also a little scared at some parts because then he would start asking the doctor random questions like, "So,
Well, but see, okay,
Lakers
see,
or
part of-
Clippers?
yeah,
See, I didn't get to see you guys come out. I mean, I was in the room, but I was up there helping your mom.
yes,
Oh,
So the
you were at
actual
the
get
top.
full
Different.
view,
Yeah.
to see the crowning and the head
Oh.
yeah. Oh, he saw it all.
and all that.
He saw the afterbirth. You should have seen.
yeah.
He was asking all types of questions during the afterbirth.
Yeah, he was in there.
I mean, look,
you
it's a natural function. It's,
Yes.
I
it
feel
was a
like it
beautiful
was
thing.
the second time, another chance for you to do
Experience.
Right, I got to experience from a different view.
Way different view.
Yeah, but I mean, it was beautiful.
Did you get to experience Boss?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was here for Boz, but I don't.
Who was holding my legs?
I think I held a leg. I held a leg.
All I remember is I had one sock on.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Do you remember?
I don't.
Okay, never
Look at
mind.
us all looking crazy.
I'm about to go back and look at my video.
So, Dad, when people ask me like if we have an open relationship, I think so. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I got an open relationship with both my kids. With most people.
I was gonna say, Dad
Yes,
is
he's very
one of
open.
those people where someone can come up to him and ask him anything, and he would do his best to
Find an answer.
Guide you through that.
articulate
Yeah,
his response.
Sometimes people don't really want an answer. They just want a listener. And if I get that clue, then I'll just be your listener. But if you want an answer, you guys know me well enough, and those that don't, I always let them know, look, I'm going to give you what I really think if you want me to, give you some input. So, and sometimes my answers aren't, conventional answers.
Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to be unconventional, but they just, I've lived, like one of the things you guys said I liked he's lived a full life.
You've lived a full life.
I've had a good time.
Yes.
And I've learned a lot of things. I'm 60 plus now, so I know
60 plus.
I'm 60 plus, so I know more than most.
I agree.
And I'm not one that's been hoodwinked or bamboozled.
What the heck is hoodwinked?
Y'all don't know hoodwinked
no.
and
Dad,
bamboozled?
the three of us grew up by the Altadena Country Club.
Dad, what is hoodwinked? I know what bamboozled is.
that's
But what's
That's an old,
hoodwinked?
okay, that comes from
First off, is that one or two words? Did you put them together?
no
Link.
bamboozled.
No.
that
One
word.
word. Bamboozled.
We want
What
to
is
do-
I would put hoodwinked as
Yeah.
one word.
Hoodwinked. I don't know. Let's hyphenate it, then everybody's right.
Okay.
Then everybody's right. I love this rule.
So hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray. Okay, that all comes from, there was an old Malcolm X speech when he's talking to his audience. And he's talking about how they could be misled.
Yes.
So, don't be hoodwinked. Don't be bamboozled. Don't
I'm
be
about
led
to start
astray.
saying that.
Don't be hood.
Don't be hoodwinked.
Don't be hoodwinked.
Yeah. It's like keep your eyes wide open.
That might go
I
on
like
a
that.
t-shirt.
I like
we might
that.
have to
I like that.
we might
Keep your
have to
eyes
make
wide
some shirts
open.
dedicated to you.
Okay, let's do it.
Don't be hoodwinked.
Don't be hoodwinked.
Don't be
Oh my
hoodwinked.
gosh.
Look at us, we're gonna be using it all the time.
That was a good question, though. Shannon, you want to find one that stands out to you?
I'm gonna do the first one.
But I feel like we still have to
What?
get into it. Like
Well-
we've been open our entire lives. Like our family has been very big on like open communication, and I think that's also another part of why we are such a tight knit family is because
I admire that
we've
about
been
your
able
family.
to have questions without or ask questions or be curious with support, and it hasn't been like a don't come to me. It's like, oh no, come to me. Like
Yeah.
it's always
Well, okay, so I think the way, at least where it started with me, is because when I grew up, it was me, my brother, and my mom. I mean, dad is around, but up to 12, I lived with my mom. And she was pretty open and free. You know, I mean, she'd walk around with, not naked, but no clothes, you know, like her boobs out. And she'd even say, look, I'm on a diet. My boobies are disappearing. You know, I mean, you know, she's sharing that with me and my brother. So
Y'all were probably like, what?
So, well, no, I mean, it was just
It was normal.
yeah. Well, Mom, maybe you don't need a diet. You know, it was no big deal. You know,
That's
so
actually funny.
and she was very open and encouraged us to talk to her. You know, she talked to us about sex and making sure that we weren't having sex, and if we were going to have sex, what we need to do to protect not only the girls but ourselves.
Right.
You know, so it started in that format for me. So it was very natural. And I find now that other parents, that is not as free flowing.
No,
It's
they're not.
Because to me, it's just the flow. I mean, this is the way my mom raised me. This is where let's go.
Yeah.
What
Right,
you
but
want to talk about?
I love that about you guys because being around you guys often, I feel since like last year, I've noticed that you two can just come to your dad and mom just freely and just talk about whatever you want.
Yeah,
I love that. So it just started when you were younger.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't think there's ever
so.
been a time where I felt like if I said something, I would be like casted out or like judged in like a super negative
yelled
way,
at
or
or-
yelled at. I mean, like, of course, there's times where I would come and I would be like, I'd kind of like give disclaimers and lead into the conversation, but there's never something where I feel like if I say I'm gonna get like cut off or you know what I mean. Like I feel like there's
Or feel
sometimes
shunned.
right
because
where like you can't go to your parents and say something with the fear of them like disowning you, and that's
Yeah, that's real.
it's
That's
real.
true.
It happens. But I feel like, he might be mad for a minute, but, he'll pick up the phone the next day.
Like we would still eat dinner with each other. Like we could have a blowout and still be like,
Yeah.
let's eat.
It's time to eat now.
All right. Well, here the thing is, you got to get over it. And for me, it's easy. It's an easy transition. See, you guys always question this, but I'm gonna run it by you. You know exactly what I'm talking about. What do women always say? They always say, "I love you." Right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
What would I always say? Well, not always, but
What
would
does love
What does love mean
what
to
does that-
you?
what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Okay.
Oh my God, yes.
So no, this is really,
Y'all,
to me, this is important. This
he's
is,
asked the
you
question
should-
to the point where I
had
have
to write
it's written
papers.
down.
Well, but you understand why, okay? When you define it, when you define what that means, it's going to make your life a lot easier, particularly when you fall out with somebody that you have said, I love you, okay? Because part of writing it down, this like for me, if I was to write it down, I mean, I've already defined what it means when I say it, depending on who I'm saying it to. But, along the top of the list somewhere is, you forgive them. You allow them to make mistakes. I'm going to take you even when you do make mistakes because I do love you.
Yeah.
Even when you're wrong and can't see you're wrong, I'm going to still take you. Okay? So when you define it, whether you're defining it for your parents, your sister, your lover, your roommate, your best friend, and they will all have kind of different definitions.
Yeah.
But it'll give you a box to look in. It'll give you, so now when you fall out with that friend, what did that mean? Where, you already have defined, well, okay, I didn't put in there my friend can screw my husband, so no. Okay.
Whoa.
So
I no longer love you.
so they are
he
the
went
box.
there.
But maybe in that friendship said, and maybe you wouldn't have written this, but my friend could make the mistake of maybe stealing my $10.
Right.
And
But
I
they're my
still love
friend.
you.
I still love
Dad
them.
had this same talk with Zach and I. it hasn't been this long because I remember the conversation and we were talking about love and unconditional love and conditions on our love. And he's like, you guys have to talk. You guys are going to get married. You have to talk about, what if he steps out? What if she steps out? What are the boundaries? What are you going to take back? And that's a real conversation. And at first, we were sitting there kind of like, what the hell? But then later on, we were talking and it was like, okay,
that's
like
real.
let's
Let's
lay it down. Like, let's talk about it.
You have to have those
conversations. And Dad had used the reference when talking about like unconditional love. He's like, no, you have conditions on your love because let's say Zach goes out and sleeps with every woman on the block and, you still going to love him? Like, what are your conditions?
Right, what are your conditions?
Right.
What are your takebacks?
He's made us have, Zach and I at least, have those, kind of uncomfortable conversations that we probably wouldn't have had naturally. So I do appreciate that, even though sometimes it's not very conventional, I would say.
It may not be traditional, but that's sometimes my answers will be a little bit
out of the box.
Out of the box, not purposely, but because I've been older and I've thought about things, and I'm just trying to share those with you.
You've had experiences that we have yet to.
But see, with you and Zach having that kind of conversation, and that conversation should always continue to go on. Let's say something does happen. Mm-hmm. Well, you've already defined that, this could happen, but this is not necessary. And it's not saying that just because it's not a deal breaker, it's okay.
Right.
See, I had this conversation with Teresa, and it was like, okay, so what if one day I have a little bit too much to drink and, I slip and trip out and end up
screwing Susie?
Yeah, whoever.
Okay.
Teresa
she's like, oh, then we're done. Then we're done. I'm out. She said, I'm out. I said, so that's the extent of my love? My love is all judged by the placement of my penis?
Oh, my God.
And she was like, well, you can't do that. I said, no, I know I can't do that. And I know it's not the right thing to do. But because mistakes do happen. And I'm not trying to create a door for me to do this.
Right. Yeah.
But shit does happen. Okay? Mm-hmm. Does that mean, so your love only, that's the extent of it.
And
so then she had to come back and she had to kind of think about it. And it might have taken 3 or 4 conversations like this, but eventually she said, no, I'm still down with you.
It's the way that you phrased it also in terms of, is our love, conditional on the extent of like where I place my penis. Right. I feel like the way.
I mean, I'm be honest. If Zach actually places his penis somewhere, I'll be. We gonna have some issues.
No. There would be issues.
Without a doubt,
but it's not an issue.
The way that you say it.
With your penis.
Did it slip, Zach?
But it makes you think is my love only based on this one factor?
Right.
Like. And to me, that would, not that I'm saying
that makes you, but it makes you like, oh shit, maybe.
Like, what is my love for you?
Well, then that's
maybe it is based on your penis.
And that's why you need to.
It might be.
When somebody is saying to you, I love you, well, what does that mean?
Actually, I just love your penis.
That's all I love.
Bro. Okay, let's go to the next question. I'm trying to at least cover some of these topics, so I don't want to get stuck on one.
All right.
So, do you have any regrets in your life?
Damn, Shanan!
That's one of the questions.
That's one of the questions.
Yes. Does he have any regrets in your life?
I thought that was you asking.
Oh.
No, that's one of the questions I saw too. And I thought about that.
Do you have any?
And, I've actually had a pretty good life. There's different things that maybe I could have done, or like there's this one story I tell. And it shows the difference in how some of the kids in the same neighborhood that I grew up. Mm-hmm. Like there's this one guy, Tony, lived down the street. We're outside playing street football or basketball, riding our bikes, whatever we're doing. He's always inside studying. Okay? Now at the time, let's go between like 12 and let's open up the range a little bit to about 23, 24. Mm-hmm. I'm having a ball.
So you're not inside studying?
I'm not inside studying.
And can you tell us what it means for you to be having a ball?
Well,
Do we want to know?
What were you doing while he was studying?
Can you give us
I'm gonna do a cursory, a small picture. So when you're young, I'm playing street football, I'm playing basketball. I'm the guy. As you get a little older, you start doing a little bit more.
What is a little bit more?
Penis slipping?
Whoa.
A little bit of that.
Oh,
A little bit
I'm
of that.
gonna tell your mom.
Let's just put it like this. Drug, sex, and alcohol.
Okay.
Drug, sex, and rock and roll.
I wish you guys,
Literally rock and roll too.
No, literally it was some rock and roll.
Yes.
So
Avid concert goer,
So
like.
Tony was still inside when you were doing drugs, sex, and alcohol?
he's studying. Mm-hmm. He's got his nose to the. He's grinding.
Okay.
Now I'm grinding a different way.
Yeah, you are.
But now here we go. Let's take it up to like maybe around 24, 25. Mm-hmm. Now let's flip it a little bit, because at around 25, 26, that's when I started kind of getting myself together. Say, you can't just do this your whole life.
Mm-hmm. You're getting tired.
Let's pay attention to making some long-term money, not just fast money.
Okay.
Let's try to get some kind of career going. You're going to have kids in a while. You got a woman you love. You want to take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
You start thinking a little bit more long-term. A little bit more like a man should be thinking, as opposed to a wild man.
So you were a wild man.
Okay.
I was just living. Okay,
I was having
that's fair.
Let me tell you something. I was having a great time.
That's good.
But now
Living
let's
in your
flip it. Let's
20s.
go to around the age.
Great.
Let's go to the age around. Let's go between maybe 28 and let's say 32.
Okay.
Now, that same Tony, who wasn't having fun when I was, now he's a doctor.
Oh.
Now he's rolling. Now he's having a ball.
Yeah.
Okay? Just think about it.
And what are you doing?
At
Think about it.
28,
I'm struggling.
Yeah. He also had us by that time.
I'm grinding because I didn't handle my business early. So now I'm
Playing catch up?
playing catch up.
With 2 kids
Right, I was
and a
just about
wife.
to ask, when did you get married?
I got married, I think, at 28.
Okay. And then when did you
think
have?
And then Kyle
When do
came
you have
in.
And I was
Child.
born the next year.
Yeah.
So that was like in '89.
So now I'm a grease monkey at a fast food place.
Not a grease monkey.
Well, that's where I started.
Look at Shannon's face.
I mean, look, I come home.
Where did
greasy
you
every day.
work?
I was at Church's Fried Chicken.
Okay.
Church's Fried
Bringing
Chicken.
some chicken home.
I brought chicken home.
Yes. It's funny now because sometimes people are like, "Oh, I'm trying to be like your parents." Like, I feel like your dad just chills, and I'm like, "But my dad worked. He really worked." And they're like, "Your dad's always been an entrepreneur." I was like, "No, my dad did.
You had to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, so got back to the story. Now Tony is living high, and he's the one who's rolling around doing whatever.
Doctor.
But he
At 28.
Doctor
Tony.
Doctor.
Okay.
Doctor.
Living large, and I'm
Hey.
mopping floors.
Hey, look at me.
Okay, so the thing is, when you say regrets, if I could have flipped it, if I'd have known better, I'd have probably flipped it. Okay, if I could tell anybody out there, and I try to tell Zach and all these buddies now, but they a little bit older. But look, put all this shit down right now.
Yeah.
Handle your business. Get deep into your business where you get your real estate deal going, where you get your engineer license, where you get whatever it is you're trying to go.
Do
wherever
it now.
you're trying to go. Do it now while you're still young. So that in 5-6 years from now, you don't have to worry about nothing.
Right.
Because now you're really rolling.
Because then you're just relaxed.
Just think about this.
Not stressing
Whose
out.
life is really better? Mine at 18 rolling high on the hog, or somebody at 28 rolling high on the hog? How much do I really know at 18? Where am I really going?
Nothing.
Where are you really going?
Yeah, where am I really going?
Down the street?
I'm in between my blocks. I'm in the belt of my
He
neighborhood.
said in between my
And I feel like that is something that you have tried to share with others. Even like when Cheyenne and I were growing up, like our friends who were in high school who played sports, you'd be like, okay, great, you playing these sports, but what is your backup plan or what's your plan B?
What's your real,
Like,
So-
what are you doing?
I'm going to tell one quick story. This is always a bust story for me. Would you mention that? You remember, everybody out there, you guys know who James Harding is.
Yes.
James Harding came around the house when, this is years ago. He was, chasing behind Kyle or whatever. They were friends.
Oh my God.
Like a
Maybe
dog.
No. Okay, let's just say they
Sniffing
were
her
friends.
butt.
Let's just say they were friends.
Oh, this just got embarrassing.
I'm
I
sitting
just
down
started
having
to
a serious
sweat.
conversation with James. Talking about, well, James, look, I know you at Arizona and you're doing well, but you need to have a backup plan, man, because everybody thinks they're a baller.
Now look at him.
Look at him now.
And And that was like 10th grade through 12th grade.
Look
That
at
he
him
was
now.
literally like, he'd be like, James, I know these people are telling you this, but like, what else can you do?
Wow, Dad.
What else?
Let me tell you something. Every time I see him on there doing his thing, though, I'm, I don't know him well, but I'm still proud of him because he did what he, you know. He said, "No, Kyle, I'm gonna play pro ball," and he went on and, he worked hard. He's doing his thing. The beard.
The beard.
All right, but that's enough of that.
Okay, I have a question because I've seen this one a lot.
So wait, in terms of this answering your question, do I have any regrets? Very little, if any.
So a question that I see a lot that you guys have asked, but like everyone kind of asked in their different way, was how did you react to our pregnancies? So let's start from the first one.
Okay, so the first one,
being Ryder.
Like, who else?
What I did is I gave Cheyenne the best parently advice that I could give, which was abort.
Oh my God.
That's what I did, though.
That was the best parent.
But I thought you would like phrase it differently.
Abort
the mission.
Abort
you gotta understand.
mission. I see red flags.
Okay, let's be quiet and let you tell your side of the story because I've told my side of this story.
Okay, so the way I saw it is, because I'm older, I've experienced girls getting pregnant, raising kids by themselves or with another young man, and it's difficult. It's hard. Financially, it's hard. It's emotionally, it's hard. And I didn't think that she was ready. Okay. So the first thing I'm doing, I'm looking out for her best. And I'm saying, in my mind, not now. Timing's not right. You just finished college.
He definitely said this out loud.
Okay. No, I said everything to you.
Yes.
I said my best. I would say, but she said to me, "No, Dad, I'm not doing that." And I think I pushed it maybe once or twice. I didn't push real hard on it.
No, you didn't.
But I thought that was the best thing because I know she wasn't hearing that. I know nobody else was telling her that. Okay. But for the long term, because I understand how difficult it is having kids, this is what I did. That's what I said. But now, I've also told her that I would never do that again because Ryder has come along and has been a beautiful thing. And between her and her family, and Corey as far as father, great father, great addition to the family, his whole side of the family, it's all been good. If we would have aborted, it would have been a major mistake. It would have been, and in me realizing that, I'd never have used those words again.
No,
I don't think I ever would. Because I saw that as a family, we could do this.
Right.
And I know both my girls were strong enough to do it. Like when Kyle got pregnant with Boz, it was somewhat unexpected also. But in terms of abortion, it was never even a thought. It wasn't even a
never
question.
came out of you. Like, okay, we're going to do this again.
Yeah. But what I was doing is when I said it, I was basing it on what I knew at the time to be the best thing. But as you grow and you get older and I see how the way we handled Ryder, it was like, no, that'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
So did Ryder kind of break the fall for the other pregnancies to follow? Because when you heard about Boz, when Kyle told you about Boz, what was?
Well, you understand when you got pregnant, I knew Kyle wasn't gonna be far behind, and then I knew your other girlfriends wouldn't be far behind too. They've actually lagged a little bit farther than I thought.
Only one of my friends has a baby now, Delana, and that's just this year.
Yeah, I thought everybody would be loaded by now.
No,
everybody would be loaded. Not loaded.
It's just
loaded with babies.
I seem to be, picking up the slack for him.
Well.
What was so do you remember how you felt when Kyle told you she was pregnant?
No, so what happened?
It was actually.
Oh, you told me it was kind of like on the sly, like we were doing something.
It was on the sly. It was at Papa's house. And you had just told Cheyenne. You had basically like
it was the same time that you told me sorry.
Oh, saying sorry for telling her to abort, and I was like, "Great, this is my moment."
I'm pregnant.
Dad, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, you just kind of like dropped it in. I was like, okay, let's go.
What about?
Do you remember our AIDS the AIDS?
Yeah, that was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Well, I used to tell you guys about in terms of getting pregnant. If you're leaving yourself to get pregnant, you're also leaving yourself to contract AIDS. I mean, it's the same process. If you're not covering up or using the Jimmy or
the Jimmy,
then just as easy as you could get pregnant, you could get AIDS or whatever STD. So that was part of your dumb stuff. You heard the thing, the cliche, young, dumb, and full of cum.
Oh my God!
Apparently that was all three of us.
Full of cum.
I said apparently that was all three of us.
That was you too. Young, dumb, full of cum.
Young, dumb, full of cum.
We were full of cum.
Ew.
But you know what?
Oh my God.
But let me tell you something. All you ladies have handled your business.
Thank you.
I know one of the questions I saw what are you most proud of? Okay?
I was just going to ask you that.
And there's only one thing that steps outside of motherhood. You've done a great job.
Thank you.
And you probably, from all I understand, have probably had it the hardest. And you were one of the first.
Yeah.
Was the first.
Okay.
Shanan was definitely the first.
But you've done beautiful. I mean, Parker's a beautiful little guy.
Thank you.
Well-mannered. Everybody's good. Okay? You handle your business. You do your hair. You make your money. You go on with life.
I wish y'all could see the shimmy. Y'all really have to. Y'all have to watch the YouTube for this one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But besides that, I'm not going to say the only, that's the biggest thing I'm proud about all you girls, okay? The one thing that did stand out to me one day when I just said, oh, my little girl's good. She's a good girl. And this had to do with Shy. And it had to do, she was making money. She was starting to make money with the social media thing. And she started giving her money away. And I don't mean giving it all away.
No,
but I mean, she did something, in the middle of the pandemic when it first started, all
she was paying for lunches.
I bought lunches.
Yes. Which I just thought was really big, and it's because, money's one of those things that can make a person go crazy. Mm-hmm. Some people hoard their money or value their money so much, that makes them a different person. Yeah. They can be a beautiful person. Then you start talking money, it's a whole different person. Okay. And that's one thing I never want my girls to be. I mean, be aware of that aspect in life. Don't let money change you. Yeah. So when I see her having the ability, and it's not like she's rich. It ain't like she ain't.
No, she is not.
No, she ain't got long money. I mean, she making all right, but she ain't got long money. But when you can give it away, no strings attached, just because, and I'm blessed in here, I want you to be blessed too. That makes you a good person. That's something like that. That aspect. That's what makes you proud.
That's what makes you proud.
Yeah. That's when somebody can,
Good job, sis.
share their good fortunes. Okay.
I ain't got Cheyenne money, but I was paying for lunches too.
There you go, baby. Yeah.
I'm like,
and Cheyenne is not rich. Do not start that rumor, y'all. She is broke right now. Okay, I just paid for Ryder school. Broke to the broke, extra broke.
Broke is all relative.
He said broke to the broke.
It's all relative. Yeah.
Extra broke.
Hey TLC fam, thank you so much for listening. If you want to hear more from Papa Floyd, tune in next week for part 2. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Think Loud Crew and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.